Good morning, students. In this lecture series of transportation engineering, we are going to discuss about traffic engineering. In that, grade separations, traffic signals, traffic signs, highway lighting. Okay, so these points are very important related to the traffic engineering. Okay, so let's start with the grade separations. Okay, so road junction at which the two roads, a road, a railway line cross each other at different levels, also known as flyovers. Okay, so these are the road grade separations. That is nothing but the road junction at which the two roads or railway line crosses each other at different levels. Okay, so what are the types of grade separations? There are four types: over and under crossing, diamond crossing, clover leaf pattern, T pattern, trumpet. These are the types of grade separations. You can see in the images types of grade separators. In first A, over and under crossing, second B, diamond crossing, third C, clover leaf intersection, D, T intersection, that is trumpet. You can see. Okay, so also you can see in the images the types of grade separations in the images. Then traffic signals. Traffic signals are provided at a road intersections to control, warn and guide the traffic. Okay, so these are the three colors which are used for the traffic signals. First, red, which is at the top, which is used for the stop symbol. Second, yellow, in the middle, go for slow, or in green at the bottom it shows go, stop, slow and go. Okay, classification of traffic signals. Classification of traffic signals: fixed time signals, most efficient and designed for peak time traffic requirement. Then second, traffic actuated signals, automatically adjusted to meet the needs of traffic. Then third, pedestrian signals, informing the pedestrians to cross the road. Okay. Then flashing signals, yellow flashing on main road and red flashing on crossroads. Then linked signal system. In this system, individual signals are linked together. You can see in the images traffic signals are shown. The time duration, red sign is there to stop, symbol don't walk has been shown in the image. Then advantages of traffic signals: first, to reduce accidents. This is the most important advantage, to reduce the accident. Second, to facilitate orderly movement of traffic. Third, more economical. Fourth, to provide safe and orderly movement of vehicles. Okay, these are the advantages of traffic signals. Then traffic signs or road signals. These are used to control and guide the traffic. These are used to prevent the accidents. They should be provided only where necessary. Okay, and the types of traffic signs are: first, warning and cautionary signs, mandatory signs, prohibitory signs, informatory signs, etc. Okay, so let's start with the warning signs. These signs are used for warning the vehiculars or the passengers or the riders. Okay, to indicate crossroad, school zones, narrow bridges, steep hill are shown with the warning signs. No footway for 3-4 miles. You can see the image and the different dimensions for the standard pole or warning signs has been shown. These are some also warning signs. Right eyed curve, that means there is a curve on right hand, left hand curve, right hairpin bend, left hairpin bend, right reserve bend, left reserve bend, steep ascent, steep descent, narrow road ahead, road wideness ahead, narrow bridge, slippery road, lost gravel, cycle crossing, pedestrian crossing, school ahead, men at work, cattle, falling rocks, ferry. These are the warning signs which shows the information to the vehiclers. Then mandatory signs. Keep left, no entry, no parking, main road ahead. These are the mandatory signs which are shown on the these type of boards which is shown in the image. These are some also mandatory signs. Stop, speed limit, vehicular prohibited in one direction, etc. has been shown. Okay. Avoid left turn, avoid right turn, pedestrians prohibited, etc. So U-turn prohibited, etc. are the signs which are used for the mandatory signs. Then prohibitory signs. Playing horns near hospitals, overtaking and parking at certain places. These are the signs which called as prohibitory signs. You can see in the image overtaking prohibited. That means here at the place you are warned to avoid the overtaking. Okay. Then informatory signs. That means the information has been given on the board related to the conditions. Convey information like road directions, distance signs, street names, etc. has been shown. You can see in the image Chennai, Trichy has been shown. That means the direction to go for Chennai has been shown on the board. That is informatory signs. Purpose of traffic signs. What are the purpose of traffic signs? First, to reduce the traffic accidents, to control the speed on the main and crossroads, to provide orderly movement of vehicles, traffic quality should be improved. Okay, these are the purposes of traffic signs. Then expressway, highway with superior facility and design standards. These are the expressways. These highway permits only fast moving vehicles. These highways permits only for fast moving vehicles owned by central government. Okay, this is the owned by central government. Then highway lighting. Highway lighting. What are the needs of street lighting or highway lighting? What is the need? The main purpose of street lighting is to enable the road users to see accurately and easily to the carriageway and the immediate surrounding in darkness. Okay. Then second, majority of road accidents are caused in night and the poor lighting is the main cause of accident. Then third, improved visibility at night by means of artificial lighting lessens the strain on driving and ensures comfort. And 4, the drivers feel more confident in driving under proper street lighting. Okay, these are some needs of street lighting. Then with better lighting, the speed of traffic generally improves and traffic flow conditions improves under proper street lighting. Then highway lighting is particularly more important at intersections, bridge site, level crossings and places where there is restriction of traffic movement. Street lighting is more important. On urban roads where the density of population is high, road lighting has other advantage like feeling of security and protection. Okay. Then what are the factors affecting night visibility? Okay. So there are some factors which affect the night visibility. In that, first, amount and distribution of light flux from the lamps. Second, size of object. Third, brightness of object. Fourth, brightness of the background. Fifth, reflecting characteristics of the pavement surface. Glare on the eyes of the driver. And last, 7, time available to see an object. These are the factors affecting night visibility. Then distribution of light. The total output of a point light source will naturally radiate uniformly from the point with equal intensity in all directions. It is evident that such light distribution would be insufficient and uneconomical when the purpose is to direct the light towards a relatively limited area, such as the pavement of a street. There are mainly three types of distribution of light, okay, like glare, vertical distribution of light, and lateral distribution of light. Okay, these are the three main type of distribution of light. Okay, so design factors for street. Various factors to be considered in the design of street lighting. First, contrast. When the brightness of the object is less than that of the background, that is when the object appears darker than the road surface, discernment is principally by silhouette. Okay. Then second, glare. The disturbing influence when viewing a difficult visual task under low brightness conditions is known as glare. You can see in the images the glare. There are two types of glare, disability glare and discomfort glare. Okay. Third, lamps. The lamps commonly used for highway lighting are tungsten filament lamp, fluorescent lamp, sodium vapor lamp, mercury vapor lamps. These are the lamps which are used for highway lighting. Okay. Then for luminar distribution of light. To have the best utility of the luminar or source of light, it is necessary to have proper distribution of light. It should be aimed to achieve following purposes. It should cover the pavement between the curbs. It should make prominent the traffic signs and other objects on road. It should produce maximum uniformity of pavement brightness. Okay. Then fifth, lateral placement of lighting poles. The lighting poles should not be installed very close to the pavement edge, because in that case the capacity of the roadway is decreased and the free movement of traffic is obstructed. Indian Road Congress, that is IRC, has specified the following horizontal clearances for lighting poles. First, A, for roads with raised curbs as in urban roads, minimum 0.3 meter and desirable 0.6 meter from the edge of raised curb. For second, B, for roads without raised curbs as in rural roads, minimum 1.5 meter from the edge of the carriageway, subject to minimum 5 meter from the center line of the carriageway. Okay. And last, sixth, height and overhang of mounting. The glare on eyes from the mounted lights decreases with increase in the height of mounting. Usually mounting height range from 6 to 10 meter. Okay. Overhangs on the lighting poles would keep the poles away from the pavement edges, but still allow the lamp to be held above the curb to or towards the pavements. You can see in the figure. Okay. Heights and overhang of mounting. Then 7, spacing of light units. How much spacing should be given for the lighting units? Here you can see in the images the spacing between lamps on street roads or straight roads is about 3 to 5 times the mounting height. For sharp curves, the spacing between lamps is closer for better visibility conditions. Okay. Then lighting layouts. you can see in the images lighting layouts. Various types of layouts adopted for lighting poles on streets or highway are: first, single side lighting, both side lighting opposite, both side lighting staggered, central lighting. Okay, you can see the images of central lighting, side single side lighting, both side lighting opposite direction, both side lighting and staggered directions. Okay, then what are the benefits of highway lighting? What are the benefits of highway lighting? It is the most important to avoid the accidents. Other benefits are: first, due to proper street lighting, the police can do better patrol during night and their job becomes easier and more manageable. Second, increase in business in city or downtown as are during night watch would otherwise have been totally deserted. Okay. Third, the architects and town planners have found lighting to be a major source for beautification of their projects. Fourth, due to good street lighting, there is a considerable reduction in accident rate during night. Fifth, the illegal actions and antisocial activities on the roads are certainly discouraged by improved lighting techniques. Sixth, it gives a pleasant atmosphere during night. It gives the pleasant atmosphere in the night. These are the benefits of highway lighting. Okay, so thank you very much. In this lecture, we studied about the highway lighting and the traffic signals, traffic signs, road markings, etc. etc. Okay, so thank you very much. Thus, we have completed our fourth chapter, that is highway engineering, traffic engineering. In this lecture, we studied about the problems related or the concepts related to the traffic science. It is the most important topic for avoiding the accidents and for the smooth movement of the traffic or vehicles. Okay, thank you very much.